Hey there. So we are coming into a big trading week this week, starting on the Tuesday January 16th through to the 19th. Tuesday, we have a bunch of big financial organizations, in particular, Morgan Stanley, which we see here, and Goldman Sachs, GS, which we see below it, having earnings. You can see the earnings and you can set a reminder in your calendar if you like. So that's the Tuesday. Monday, the markets are closed, January 15th for Martin Luther King Day. So there won't be any trading on the New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ on the 15th, but everything is set to go a little bit bonkers on the Tuesday, the 16th, because Morgan and Goldman and many others are going to be releasing some quarterly results that morning, pre-market open, and assuming that the news is good, we should see some spikes in those, and I would expect that an increase in those would affect some of the other financial stocks that we're tracking here in the banking portfolio that we put together. In particular, I think that any good news coming out of these may be potentially good news for some of the small regional banks like Zion's Bank Corporation, which has earnings in 9 days, so not next week, but the following week. And then if we look to M&T Bank, out of New York, another one set for earnings in 5 days. So they have earnings next week. And good news coming out of the large investment banks of Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs could bode well for those. And a rising tide tends to lift all boats. But again, be wary of what happened on Friday. JP Morgan, as you can see here from the chart, released some pretty outstanding results, although they did have to pay a one-time charge to the FDIC due to the banking collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. The larger banks, well, all banks had to pay a charge, but the larger banks paid a larger majority of that. And we saw that as the market continued to roll out throughout the day, that obviously the price of that fell off dramatically, in fact, closing down on the day, which was rather bizarre based on the earnings being record earnings, I believe, of $46 billion in profit in 2023. So pretty outstanding year, making $46 billion. But nevertheless, the stock ended down, and based on comments coming out of the JP Morgan team in regards to what they feel the future holds with net interest income and the economy as a whole and where they see things going. But this week, it's all really about financials. Next week, as we get in past January 20th and into the following trading week, it's going to be about the tech stocks. That's when we get companies like Microsoft reporting, we get companies like Amazon reporting, and many of the other tech firms are going to start announcing results in that following week. So it'd be a good week to maybe shift attention and focus into some tech stocks and look for some movement in those. There may be some declines in tech stocks leading into earnings coming this week, into their earnings the following week. So that's something to stay on top of and have a look at, and may present a buying opportunity for some of these if you're expecting that earnings would be good and positive, and that may cause the